Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm Kianna Alexander. So as promised, I'm going to give you part 2 of the romance author FAQs. That's frequently asked questions that I get asked as a romance author whenever I go to events or just in my Facebook inbox, which for whatever reason, people don't email really anymore. They just Facebook inbox me. I don't know. For whatever reason, that's the most popular way for people to get in contact with me. So the first question this go around is, how do you celebrate finishing a book, getting a contract, a great review, any variation of accomplishment? How do I celebrate? It depends on what I'm celebrating, but generally it's going to involve like wine and chocolate. Um, I also enjoy like spa days when I can get them, even if they're just going to get a pedicure or something like that. But I do try to celebrate my accomplishments because if you don't, with anything you do, especially when you do a creative job, if you don't celebrate the little things that you accomplish, you're going to get burnt out real quick, honey. So you got to celebrate what you accomplish. Another question I get asked, do you read your reviews? I shouldn't. I tell myself, don't read them, but I do occasionally. Sometimes I just go and look. Usually when I have like a new release out, I usually check the reviews within a couple of weeks of a release. I'm not like going back to old books and checking reviews so much. Um, I look at the number of reviews I have on a book because it helps with visibility and stuff, especially on Amazon if you have more reviews versus having less. So I may look to see how many reviews I have and the star average. I do that way more often than I do actually read reviews. Sometimes I read reviews. Generally, I'm going to read like the 1 and 2 star ones when I get them. Okay, nobody likes 1 and 2 stars reviews, let's just be honest. But if I see one, I might read it. Generally, when I read negative reviews, I'm looking to see if there's any feedback in there that I could use to improve. If it's a quality control thing like proofreading or whatever, at least then I know I need to have the file updated. Some people are just out there to be nasty. I don't pay the people no attention. But when they give helpful feedback, like I said about a proofreading issue or something like that, because I remember one of my books had a review that said something about a proofreading issue. I try to take that into consideration. Okay, that means I need to take the file down, maybe look at it, have it reproofread or re-uploaded. Maybe there's formatting errors or whatever. So they can be helpful. So I look for the helpful parts of all the reviews that I read. Who are your favorite writers? People ask me that. Who are my favorite writers? There's a historian who writes like historical nonfiction, Dorothy Sterling. I have a couple of her books in my collection that I use for research. I really like her work. It's nonfiction, but the facts that's in there is really well researched. I love reading it. It reads to me like fiction because I'm a history nerd. So I really love her work. I'm reading a lot of Brene Brown by audio. I read Daring Greatly not too long ago. I really enjoyed that. On the fiction side, I love Beverly Jenkins. Beverly Jenkins is like my one, like my most favorite. She is the one who I would consider like a friend and a mentor, who first made me want to write romance specifically. Like I was writing before, but when I read Night Song, which was her first book, published in like 1995, that's the first time I was like, oh, I really want to write this kind of book. So all props to Beverly Jenkins. I feel similarly about Brenda Jackson, who has been in the game for a long time. Her and Beverly are like contemporaries. They both came out in the mid 90s. Brenda has written over 100 books at this point. Like, she's like a beast. She's like up there at the top of her game. Of course, I love Miss Brenda and her books. Um, I love some of my own contemporaries, people who are writing now. I really like Farrah Rashan. I really like Phyllis Bourne. If you like romantic comedy, like, why are you not reading her book for real? Like, you will laugh. You will laugh and it will hurt and you won't care because it's so funny. You'll just keep laughing. Phyllis Bourne is like a master of romantic comedy. And there's a lot of really great indie authors out there. Look at Tasha L. Harrison. Look at Tay Russ. Look at Christina Jones. I mean, they're out there like killing the game. You got to check them out. So there's so much good stuff out there. It's so hard to pick favorites, but those are some of the writers that I enjoy. Um, People ask me this a lot. Have I ever sent books to Oprah or Tyler Perry or insert name of famous person here? No. No, I have not. I have an agent, and if I was going to send books to Oprah or Tyler Perry, if I was going to do that, that would be like her bag. I'm supposed to be writing. Um, why haven't I? Because I don't really see the point. I feel like I I feel like I read somewhere that Oprah doesn't read romance or doesn't read fiction. Anyway, whether or not she said that, I know based on the stuff I know about Oprah's book club and the books that she usually gravitates towards, there's a lot of like self help and, you know, spirituality and the secret and, you know, that kind of stuff. That's how I found out about Brene Brown and, you know, that kind of stuff. That seems to be what she likes to read. There's nothing about her that says, oh, I want to read a romance novel and give it all the. I just don't see it. If that changes, of course we'll send it to her. And with Tyler Perry, I'm sure he gets like 1,000 manuscripts a day. I might have a better shot there though, because romance is a big part of his films. Relationships are. So I think I probably have a better shot with him than with Oprah. But it's like for me, it's not like something that's pressing. I got like deadlines and stuff. Like it's not pressing. One day maybe. Um, have I ever met anyone famous? I get asked that a lot too. Have I ever met anyone famous? It depends on what you consider famous. I have met a lot of my writing idols. All the people that I told you about just now, most of them I have met. I've met Tasha Harrison. I've met Brenda Jackson. I've met Beverly Jenkins. Um, I've met Farrah. I know Farrah and Phyllis. I consider them friends. It depends on what you consider famous. So I know a lot of romance writers and people that's famous if you read romance. Um, the only other famous person I can think of that I've met is Ro James, the singer. I met him twice. And then here coming up in the spring, I have tickets to a Miguel concert with the meet and greet. So I'm about to meet Miguel. I'm all about that. But I don't really do too much in terms of like, it's not like I'm on the red carpet or anything like that. So I meet people who are famous in certain circles, I guess you could say. Um, so that's about all the encounters I've had with famous people. So that's it for this week for part 2 of the Romance Author FAQs. If you have questions that I didn't answer, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I would love to hear them and I will get back to them in a later video. Make sure that you subscribe. Are you subscribed? You need to like subscribe. Subscribe to the channel so you'll be in the know about whatever I'm uploading. I upload twice a week. And if you want to know when the upload goes live, hit that little bell down there. That's a notification thing. It'll tell you when I uploaded a video, so you'll know you don't want to miss nothing. So the next video is going to be rude questions, honey. Just rude questions that I get. And you wouldn't believe the number of rude questions I get. That's going to be real interesting. So make sure you come back for that. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't miss out, y'all.